You want it to be one way, but it's the other way. That right there was one of the coldest lines in The Wire. But most people never dig deep into what Marlo was really saying. They take it as arrogance, as ego. But nah, that line, that's a window into Marlo's whole psychology, his rise, his moral code, and his legacy. Let's talk about it.
I'm working to support a family, man. Pretend I ain't talking to you. Pretend like I ain't even on this earth. I know what you are. Now, I ain't stepping two, but I am a man. And you just clip that shit and act like you don't even know I'm there. I don't. I'm here. Look, I told you I wasn't stepping two. I ain't disrespecting you, son.
You want it to be one way.
What?
You want it to be one way.
Man, I don't
You want it to be one way.
Man, stop. Stop saying that.
But it's the other way.
The scene is simple on the outside. Marlo walks into a store. The security guard calls him out for stealing candy. The average person is petty. Why would a man with millions take candy bars? But that's exactly the point. Marlo wasn't hungry. Marlo wasn't broke. He was making a statement. Your rules don't apply to me. He wanted to show that even the smallest situation, he stood above the law, above morality, and above anyone who tried to check him. That's why the line hit so hard. The guard wanted it one way, fairness, rules, respect for the system. But Marlo gave him another way, disrespect, dominance, and the street law. That's how Marlo saw the world, not as a place where morality wins, but as a battlefield where power decides everything. And in his eyes, it didn't matter what was right. It only mattered what he could enforce. The crazy part is, as cold and ruthless as Marlo was, he did live by a code. To him, weakness had to be punished. Power had to be displayed, and above all, your name was everything. That's why later he would scream, "My name is my name." He truly believed that if people feared the name Marlo Stanfield, then he could live forever. He didn't care about love, didn't care about legacy in the traditional sense. His immorality was tied to fear, tied to his reputation. This candy scene was more than just pettiness. It was foreshadowing. First, it's the candy bar. Then it's corners. Then it's neighborhoods. Then it's the entire co-op and the police being forced to recognize his name. If a security guard couldn't check him, who could? What was his mindset? Every unchecked act, no matter how small, became another brick in the empire he built. Here's the deeper diamond. The Wire was never just about drugs. It was about systems. And Marlo represented the purest version of the system's logic. Avon wanted respect. Stringer wanted legitimacy. But Marlo, he only wanted dominance. Nothing else mattered. That's why he outlasted them. That's why his cold stare in this scene is scarier than a shootout. Because he wasn't chasing money or fame. He was chasing something bigger. The kind of power that comes from reputation and reputation alone. Now here's where the life lesson comes in for you. Marlo teaches us a dangerous truth. Your reputation is your currency. Protect it. But here's the jewel. Unlike Marlo, build your own respect, not fear. In life, people will always want it one way. Easy, fair, and clean. But in reality, 9 times out of 10, it's the other way. And if you're not ready for that, the world will eat you alive. Trust me. So I'll leave you with this question. Was Marlo just being arrogant, or was he dropping strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if that breakdown hit you. And if you're new here, subscribe, because every week we're breaking down legends from the culture and pulling out the game that still applies to life today. And remember, our name is our name. Peace. Out this bitch.